Is your child possibly teething at the moment? Look out for these signs and symptoms. Hi there, I am Sharon Oates, owner of Sharon Oates Family Wellness Clinic. I'm a nursing sister, passionately invested in the long-term health of families. Today we are going to be talking about teething signs and symptoms and how you can recognize that your child is teething. So I'm going to give you 5 tips to look out for so that you can keep an eye. Number 1 would be swelling of the gums. So the gums actually swell widthwise when the teeth are about to erupt. They look red and inflamed, and definitely you can see them. I'm not talking about when you see the white, when you can see the white tooth buds coming up into the gums. Those you can see from as early as 4 months, to be fair. I'm talking about when they actually swell widthwise and you can see them like they get nice and fat and red and irritated. Okay, that's your first sign. Your second sign is when your baby is just generally cranky for no reason. You've got them into a rhythm. You know your child by now, you understand them, and suddenly this is not your child anymore. Around about 8 weeks old, they start drooling more and getting developmentally ready for teething, but they get very cranky when the teeth are about to arrive, generally. Point 3. Drooling is developmental. So that happens, I just said, at around about 8 weeks you start to see crankiness. You can see crankiness when the teeth buds come up into the gums, and drooling is part of that. It is a developmental milestone because we want them to learn to swallow when we introduce them to solids, right? And so it becomes drooling, and the excessive saliva is something that happens that is developmental. It's not necessarily related to teething, but when they teeth, it does seem to be a little bit more excessive, and it can also cause a little bit of rash around their mouth when the drooling happens. The fourth point would be some babies, not all of them, get teething poos. So they get teething poos, and it can be quite a smelly, acidic, runny green poo. Okay, not necessarily green, but it can be a green poo, but it's normally quite an acidic poo. Those that have teething poos are normally a bit smelly and acidic. And the fifth point would be that some babies get a little bit snotty. I know that doctors in general will say that children can't get snotty or chesty from teeth, but some of them do get a little bit congested, because if you're getting swelling here in your gums, it can then cause a little bit of congestion in the nose. And so some of them do get a bit snuffly if they're teething. You always need to look at other symptoms though before you go to the pediatrician, because if there is another symptom related with it, then there might be cause for concern. If they're generally just a little bit cranky and they're not terribly sick, they're eating well, they are just a little bit cranky, possibly a runny poo, possibly a little bit snotty, then it could just be teething. Okay. And as a bonus point, you could possibly have a low-grade fever. I will talk about fever in another video very shortly, but as a bonus point, you could have a low-grade fever, which is not like sort of sitting like 37.5-ish, 37.6-ish. Low-grade fever, that's your bonus point. So to recap, you have 5 with a bonus point things to look out for when your child is teething. The first one is that the gums swell. The second one is that they become quite cranky and irritable. The third one is that drooling is developmental, could become a little bit worse when they're teething. The fourth one is that they could have runny poos, smelly poos. The fifth one is that they could become a little bit snotty. And your bonus point is that they could have a little bit of fever, a mild fever when they're teething. So if your baby is cranky and irritable as a result of teething, come and see me and we can tailor make a solution for you. Like your homeopathic remedies, Natura Dental Melt, otherwise we can make up an oil roller, tailor-made especially for your baby, that hopefully can bring some relief to everybody in the family and not just your baby. Have a good day. Bye.